Hi guys, today we're going to go over how to use Homestyler, which is a free program that's really great for floor plans, to view in 3D, to render, and so on. So it's going to be a two-part video. The first part is going to be about getting started and how we really create the floor plan. And the second video is going to be how do we take the floor plan and then put it to other programs, like if we're going to put it into InDesign, how do we export and so on. So the first thing you have to do is go to homestyler.com. Sign in if you already have an account. If you don't, click join now. Remember, this is a free program, so please do not pay for anything when you join. I've already joined, so I'm going to go to sign in and hopefully remember my password. Okay, and then down here, if you go to click one of these dots until you get to start designing a new version, we're not going to use the old version. Start in the new version, a little ad might pop up, so go ahead and click out of that. And then we're going to do new design. You can click next to these because we can always adjust these settings later. Okay, and the first thing that we need to do, you should see all these menus pop up, but the first thing, if you don't, is we're going to go to create a room and we're going to choose draw room. So for this little feature, you just click once. I'm not clicking and dragging, I just clicked one time. And then you can draw out how large you need your space to be. So let's say I needed it to be exactly this size. So I'm going to click again, and that kind of cements my floor plan in place. And you'll see that I still have this cursor here that would draw more rooms. So how I get out of that is I just press the escape key on my keyboard. And there are a few different things we can do with this. Let's say I wanted to create a little hallway right here for an entryway. I can split my wall, so I can click on the wall here, split it, and then I can move this little dot over to create my hallway. You can see how large that space would be, and then drag out this wall. And that will create kind of our little hallway if we wanted an entryway. Another thing we can do is create diagonal walls. So if we wanted kind of a bay window over here on the right, I can click again, split the wall, and then click on another portion and split the wall again. And then I'm going to move this dot or this point over. And I want to make sure it's even. So this is at, if you look right here, 2 feet 6 inches. This one is 2 feet 4 inches. So I want to make this a little bit bigger. And then I can drag out this middle portion just like we did for that entryway. Now to get the diagonal wall, I'm going to click on this point and drag this out. And again, I want to make sure things are symmetrical, so this is 1 feet 10 inches now. Drag this out, 1 feet 10 inches. It's kind of hard to see because that's blocking it. This is blocking it, but now I can see and everything is nice and symmetrical. So this is how you would create a space for a bay window, or if you just wanted a wall of a different format, that is one way to do this. To view your plan in 3D, over here on the right, you can see this little icon, and if you hover over it, it says switch to 3D. So now I'm in my 3D mode, and this is kind of more of an aerial view. If you wanted to be walking around within the floor plan, you can go down here and then click roam. And now I'm actually within the floor plan. You can kind of click to move around. Also in this little screen over here on the right, I can move this camera, and then I can angle this the way that I'd like in order to see my space. To go back into the aerial view, I go down to roam and then click 3D. And then if I want to go back to my 2D or my two-dimensional view, I say switch to 2D over here on the right. Okay, so now that we've viewed that in 3D and we've created a few different types of walls, another type of wall you can create is a curved wall. So let's say for whatever reason I wanted this to be curved. I just click on this and it says convert to arc wall. Okay, so that looks a little bit odd to me, but that is just how you would create this curved wall space if you wanted to do that. You can also do it on a wall that is not set up for that bay window type of look. Okay, so convert to arc, and now I have this really nice kind of half circle space. So I'm going to undo that because I'm not interested in my room looking like that, but I just wanted to show you guys how you would do that if you are interested. So now we can add in some more structural components like doors and windows. So if I go over to Model Library, and then I'm going to choose Construction, I can then go to Doors. From there, it gives you all different types of doors. You can use the little arrow here, and choose what type of door you want. So let's say I want a swing door for my entryway here. And just for the purpose of the example, maybe this door was really speaking to me. So I'm going to click on that. And now I'm going to place this. You have to place it on a wall. So doors, if you think about a normal space in real life, doors are never just hanging out in the middle of a room. They're always within a wall. So we have to put it within a wall in order to place it into the floor plan. So I'm going to place that there. You have an opportunity to make the door wider if you'd like by dragging out these dots here. Okay, so now my door is a little over 3 feet 6 inches. And sometimes we don't want our doors to open to the outside. Maybe we want them to open to the inside. So if you click on your door and say flip until you get the desired look for your space. So I want this to open towards that wall on the left. Okay, great. So now if I wanted to add in a doorway, like let's say I had another room right here. In fact, I'm going to draw another room to show you guys. I'm going to go back to my draw room. And when you draw a new room or a new space, you can't draw it out here. The program wants you to connect it to a floor plan that already exists. So I'm going to click on this dot here. And remember, I'm not holding down on my mouse. I just clicked once and now I'm moving the mouse around. And then I can click again. And now I've placed this new space. So maybe this would be a bathroom, closet, whatever you're looking for in your design. So I'm going to press escape to get out of this tool. And now I'm ready to add in my doorway. So again, model library, construction, and wall opening. So let's say I want a square opening. I'm going to click that. And there's a few different types. You have ones that kind of just look like windows. So maybe if you had a room where like you're in the kitchen and there's a wall there, you want to be able to see into the other space, that's an option. Or if you want an actual doorway, there are options like this. So I'm going to click on that. And again, we don't just have doorways hanging out in the middle of our rooms in real life. It has to be put within a wall. So I'm going to place this within the wall here and make this as even as possible. And I can also stretch this out and make it bigger or smaller if I'd like. And now you can see over here, you can see that we have created a doorway. Okay, so what's really important to do with this program, because sometimes it can be a little glitchy or you might have different issues, and this is important for all programs, not just Homestyler, you need to save as often as possible. So I'm going to go up to save. You name this whatever you would like. So I'm going to say interior design example. You can name it what you like so you remember what it is. You can make it public or private and then click save. So this might take a minute to save. Okay, so now our design has been saved and you can go back and save it every time you place something new within the floor plan. I would try and do that as often as possible because we never know with our computers and with the program what might happen sometimes. So always save as often as possible. So now if we want to add in windows, same thing, model library construction, and this time we're going to choose windows. So let's say I just want a standard window and I want to place it here in my little bay window area. So let's say I really like this window. Okay, I can take that and then place it here. Again, windows do not just hang out in the middle of our spaces. They are attached or within walls. So I'm going to click here and now I've placed my window and it actually is, it looks like a little bay window type of thing. So if I look at that, there's my window. Now, if I click on this, and let's say I'm going to go into my 3D mode to show you guys. Let's say we wanted to move this up and maybe add an additional window below. We can change the elevation. So sometimes windows might come into the floor plan looking like that. And so we'll have to go into the 3D mode and click on the window and change that. So I'm going to kind of center this within the wall. Maybe that's exactly what I'm looking for. And now that I'm satisfied with that, I can go back to my two-dimensional floor plan. Naming the room, so you can see how it says unnamed and unnamed right here. What you do to fix that is you're going to click on the floor, and over here on the right is our properties menu, and you can see it says room type, and we are going to change this to whatever our space is. So maybe this is our living room, and you can change that. And again, over here, maybe this is a bathroom, and I'm going to change that as well to bathroom. Okay, so that's how you change the name. Now, how do we change the flooring? Really simple. All you do is go over to Finish, and then choose floor. But what's really cool about the program is you can technically choose any material. So if you wanted just color on the floor, you could choose color. Most likely we're going to do some type of flooring, tile, mosaic, marble, but the options are really endless. There's also wall-to-wall carpeting, but personally I love just hardwood floors or tiles for my spaces. So I'm going to find one that I like. So maybe I like this one. I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to click on the floor I want to place this on. So I want to place this here. And I'm not sure why it disappears, but if you look in our 3D model, you can see the flooring there. Okay, so don't be concerned if it doesn't show up for whatever reason. Sometimes you might have to save, then refresh the page and come back in. Just depends on your computer and what the program's doing. So I'm going to go back to my 2-dimensional floor plan, and now I'm going to add in some flooring for my bathroom. So again, I'm going to go to Finish, Flooring, and then I'm going to actually choose Tile and find a tile that I like. So maybe I like this black tile here. I'm going to click on that, and then again click where I want to place this on the floor plan. Maybe. Okay, so now the tile has been placed, and you can see over here, if I go back to my 3-dimensional floor plan, I can see the tile and I can see the wood, the window, doorway, door, all those different things, okay? So that's that. Make sure you're saving as often as possible. Now I'm going to show you guys how we add in a single wall. So maybe I want a little single half wall right here. We call that a pony wall. You're going to go back to your Create a Room tool over here on the left. You're going to do by edge, and that means we have to select a wall. So I'm going to start here, and then again, just like how we draw a room, you're clicking and then moving the mouse down to your desired length, and then click again once you have this set up, and you can see it's going to try and continue to draw more walls. So to get out of that, you click Escape and then Escape again, and that removes the tool. Now I'm going to move this over because I want this to be in line with my wall right here. Now how we make this a partial wall is once it's selected, over here in the Properties menu, you click Partial, and that allows you to then change the height of the wall. So maybe I wanted it to be higher than 4 feet 4 inches, but I'm going to lower this back down. Okay, and again, this is kind of called a pony wall, okay, or a little half wall there. And then make sure you're saving. The next thing is, how do we change the wall color? So the wall color, go over to Model Library, Finish, and then Color. The easiest way to add color, in my opinion, is to do this when you look at the model within 3D. So I'm going to go over to my 3D model, and feel free if you need to zoom out, you can. You can just scroll with your mouse or whatever you need to do. And so I'm going to find a color I like. So maybe I want kind of like a light blue color, something kind of almost gray, so like this. And you'll see now I can click where I want this to be in my space. So I want this on all of the walls. Perfect. And maybe I want an accent wall right here. So what I can do is I want a really dark blue. So maybe something like this, or maybe even darker, like that. So I'm going to click on that, and I could click and place this for every single wall, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard and then click, and now the paint has only been placed on that wall specifically. Again, go back, click the color you'd like, hold Control, click on the wall, perfect. And again, color, Control, click on wall. So now you can see we have that little accented space. And again, this isn't the exact design I would like, but just for example purposes, you guys can see the contrast here. In the next video, I'm going to go over how we add in furniture, art, how we save, and then get our images for our portfolios and examples.